she asked me to share my my financial testimony, but really I'm going to throw a little bit of the health part of it in there just because it's such a significant part of the journey for me. But I have to start really kind of to describe to you where I was before I got to be blessed by such great things. And years and years ago, I found myself suddenly divorced and trying to meet my financial responsibilities on a single income. And there was just too much month left at the end of my paycheck. I mean, it was really tight. So if I had to go take my dogs to the vet for an ear infection or replace a tire on a car, it would put me in financial DEFCON 5. I'm not kidding. And I would take months to recoup from putting a tire on a car. So it was really tight. And when I was going through that divorce, I was broke, and I was broken emotionally. I was diagnosed with severe clinical depression, and my doctor put me on medication and said that I would have to take that medication the rest of my life, that it wasn't something that I was going to just work through and be able to move on. All the while this is happening, I'm kind of overwhelmed with life, and so I put everything on the back burner except for the thing that I could control, and that was to show up for work. I thought if I can show up for work, then I can continue to get a paycheck. So I put my friends on the back burner, I put my family on the back burner, I put my hobbies and interests, and everything was just, that just describes about a decade of my life where I just kind of hid under the covers and just prayed for relief. And I certainly had my prayers answered. I had a great job too. It just didn't pay that great. I mean, I just couldn't meet all of my responsibilities with it. I was working about 55 to 60 hours a week. My job required about 50% travel. So half the year I wasn't even sleeping in my own bed or even in the state of Texas. About 26 weeks out of the year I was traveling somewhere else. So it didn't allow for me to get a part-time job in the traditional sense. And so that was a real struggle for me financially. So you fast forward through my 30s, and I see my friends start posting on Facebook about this Plexus stuff, and I didn't even know what it was, but already I'm having this battle of the wheels in my brain that I am not selling that stuff. I was having a battle of, am I going to buy it or am I going to try it? I skipped forward 2 steps, so I'm not selling that stuff. So it makes me, I giggle about it now because it was so backwards what was happening there. But I watched my friends post for an entire year. This is the kind of stubborn that we're talking about here. And every time it would pop up in my Facebook feed, I would roll my eyes, and what are those girls getting themselves into, and I'm not selling that stuff, and then I would move along with my day. But eventually, after about a year of watching this, Celeste posted something about how the Slim is plant-based, natural ingredients that can help with blood sugar. And she had my attention immediately because I've struggled with low blood sugar my entire adult life. I mean, from uncontrollable rage to passing out at work and scaring my coworkers. It was out of control. And I can tell you, the first day that I tried Plexus, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember what I was wearing, I remember the weather, I remember what I was doing, where I was driving, what street I was on. I remember it because that was how significant it was for me. I could tell almost with just in a few minutes of trying it for the first time, I could feel my blood sugar regulating, and I just felt so much better. It was like a weight lifted. I felt energetic, and it was just sort of almost like a lift in my spirit. it's hard to describe. I can't find the words still today. As many times as I've told this story, I still cannot describe how I felt that day. So they had a customer for life after the first drink. Period, end of story. And it's funny because I saw Amy a few weeks later, and she goes, "You're looking good." I'm like, "Thanks." And I'm like, "You're looking good too." She's like, "Thanks." And I kind of lean over and I said, I'm taking Plexus. And she leans over and she says, "Me too." So it's my best friend, and I mean, we're not even sharing this life-changing product for us. And if you've not heard her testimony, she's got a really great testimony on YouTube. It's got like 1,500 hits on it. It's comedy hour, but it's fantastic. For her, it was a different health issue than for me. But, you know, it's so funny. That kind of describes to you how afraid we were to be seen with that stigma of network marketing or crazy Plexus lady chasing us around and whatever. And even at the time, I wasn't really sold on selling it. I loved it and I was going to buy it, and I remember telling her on the phone, "I'll buy this as long as it's on the market. I don't care if I lose 1 pound." But I don't know if I'm ready to sell it. I'm not ready for that commitment yet. About 2.5 months in, Celeste sends me an email, and she says, she's like doing the whole follow-up and customer service thing. "How do you like it? Isn't it fantastic? Do you have any questions?" You know, she's doing the whole thing. And she didn't ask me in that email to join her team. She didn't say, "Hey, join my team." If she had, the answer would have been no, because I'm stubborn. And that would have been the end of the story. She didn't ask me to join her team. What she said was, "Listen, people are going to start noticing a difference in how you look and how you act and your feeling. And they're going to start asking questions. And when they do, send them my way. I'm happy to share this product with your friends and family." And in those 2 sentences, she took my brain from, "I'm not selling that stuff," to, "Well, if you're going to be asking, why can't I sell it to them," right? So she literally shifted my thought process in 2 sentences. So 15 days later, I signed up as an ambassador, and I've never looked back. I've been really, I've not had one regret. Next month will be my 2-year anniversary as an ambassador. And in 23 months as an ambassador, I've lost 23 pounds. So that's I'm averaging about 1 pound a month, which I think is a good, healthy speed to maintain that loss. Of course, I would like to lose more, but, you know, we have time, right? The second thing is that I've never slept better. I mean, like drooling sleep. When you wake up, you've been drooling, and it's like there's nothing better than that kind of hard, you know, the best sleep ever. So, you know, I get that, and great energy, and I feel good. Also, in the 2 years, I've learned about gut health and its relationship to depression, and I've learned, I've had the opportunity to work at obtaining a gut health. I've been working with my psychiatrist, who also, I'm very lucky that he also believes that there is a relationship between gut health and depression. And so over the 2 years, we've worked to step down off of that medication that I thought I was going to have to take the rest of my life. And as of this month, I've been prescription free for about 8 months now. So yay. That's probably, of all the things, the most significant blessing. Sorry.
I'll jump in. Here, have a drink of water. I can tell you, and I may cry too, so we'll just share the water. My mom is she's going to watch this. My mom's a worrywart. Mom, you're a worrywart. But for good reason. She worries when it's appropriate. And Audrey was at a place several years ago where my mom would call, she wouldn't answer. And it would be like, okay, she's busy. Well, then she would call again, she wouldn't answer. And this was to the point where Audrey's voicemail box was full. How many of you have ever had a voicemail box full? And you couldn't even leave a voicemail. So then she would call me, try to call Audrey, see if she'll answer you. Had my sister calling. Had Audrey's friends calling. Amy would drive down to Dallas, knock on her door, and say, call your mom, she thinks you're dead. Like, we're talking recluse into a hole where you could not pull her out unless you went to her door and made her come answer the door. Because she thought you were maybe like delivering some clothes or something. So that in itself has been a huge blessing to my family because the recluse has come out of the hole. I was telling a friend last night, we went to a fish fry, and Audrey came over. She doesn't know anybody there except me and Slade, and Slade was partying extra hard. So I don't even know, it was probably 20 minutes before he realized she was even there. But I was telling a friend, Audrey went inside to go to the bathroom, I said, 2 years ago, this would have never happened. You know, we invite, and it was like, nah, I don't think so, like, that's not my thing, I'm uncomfortable. And she was having a fantastic time last night. And so, yes, Plexus has given us our health back, Plexus, you know, it blesses us financially, but Plexus gave me and my family our Audrey back. So that in itself is a thing that you can't put a price tag on that. So, yay.
So that really, even though this is supposed to be a financial testimony,
Brianna loves you.
Well, thank you, Brianna. Thank you. But also with that, and even if that was all that I ever was able to achieve from this, it would certainly be worth every penny that I've put into it. But not only, you know, those great healthy things, but I got a new car, and I really needed one.
You really did.
I traded in my '99 Honda Accord that had a cassette player in it. And I remember I didn't have heat or air or defrost, and I was defrosting with a paper towel one day driving to work and thinking, man, I'm such a road hazard. This is, you know, this is dangerous. So,
don't forget the weather stripping.
Oh yeah, the weather stripping.
Weather stripping flapping in the wind. And I remember driving up to the dealership, and I'm telling you, I wish I would have had it on video, seeing that my sales guy go and look at my car that I was trading in. If I had had it on video, I don't know, I might have been able to win some videos. But yeah, he was trying to be very professional, but when we got down right to it, he says, yeah, you need a new car. But I get to go on a trip to Maui this year. I'm taking my best friend. It's actually her wedding anniversary while she's going to be in Maui. So her husband doesn't get to go. She said she's still going to get laid in Maui. She's a little naughty. Yeah. With the little flower things. So I'm excited about getting a little flower necklace. I got to resign from my corporate position of 13 years this year so that I could dedicate my time, my full time, to the business and supporting my team and helping others find health and financial stability. But the best part really is that I get to do this with my friends and my best friend, my sisters, my mom, my cousins, my aunt. I've got to meet some of the greatest people. Mary and Megan have been with us for quite a while, and they both have really left such an amazing impression on my life. They mean the world to me, and I never would have met those two if it hadn't been for this journey. So that's really one of my favorite things is being able to restore my relationship with my friends and family and meet new people. So that's my testimony. Hey, I'm sticking to it.